Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fourth episode of Rootless podcast. In this episode, we're going to talk about dating traditions and ways of finding love in Afghanistan. And we are going to talk about how people do it there. I hope you enjoy this episode. It's going to be an interesting one, and I hope you stay with us till the end.
No sound
Okay, bro.
effects, no graphics, nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, we're working on it, but until then, we're gonna do it
I mean,
manually.
congratulations on you getting your full equipments. I mean, you had a few equipments, now you got your own laptop.
Yeah, it's exciting.
W's in the chat. Yeah. And
I've been like working with this laptop for a couple of days now, and
sure.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Men are easy to please, right?
Well, not that easy.
We like our toys, bruv.
Yeah.
Okay.
I found a Instagram page. The name is Boys Will Be Boys.
Okay.
And the content there is like
Gold.
top notch. It's so good.
Okay. Dating in Afghanistan. Okay. So as a professional dater in Afghanistan, talk to me, bruv. Talk to me. What did I miss?
Being good looking.
Emotional damage.
Confidence, money.
Come on, stop hurting me. One
Okay,
was enough.
okay. Yeah, like that meme.
Yeah.
Like, tell me one reason, and he starts shooting. Like, I said one, you know. Let me ask you first about your experience of dating in Afghanistan.
I mean,
And then we will just, yeah.
because we have a certain age gap among us. Like, I'm around 6 years older than you, so I'm basically from a generation that arranged marriage was a big thing, right? Especially in Afghanistan. I mean, back when we were living in Iran, it was totally different because they were more progressive, because they had more access to other cultures. But Afghanistan, when we came back to Afghanistan, it was so closed. We used to watch watch TV shows in one room. For example, there was like 10 families, and they all used to gather in our house because we had a TV, and we brought it with us from Iran. So it was that secluded. What is that word? It was like inclusive.
It's like,
No. What's that word?
no. What do you want to say?
I mean, right now with internet, everything is accessible through your phone. You can access anything, any data. You can study any culture that you want, any religion, anything. But at that time, the only source of information was either the
Local news or
people from mosque. Local news, it was just radio, People, as I said, didn't used to have TVs because we didn't have electricity at the time. There was every small neighborhood, they had like people with a small electricity generators, and they would turn on the generators for maybe 3 hours or 4 hours per night, and you could only turn on your lights. And if you wanted your TV to be turned on, so you had to pay extra for that. So the information was very, very inaccessible. So everything was old schooled, right? So marriage was arranged marriage. It was not like people used to date or something. It was just more of them was a lot of them was incest marriage, like cousins marrying each other, which is still to this day in Afghanistan, it's a very, very common.
It's acceptable.
Yeah, it is acceptable. So it was like that. And when I was getting older and people had phones, it was still a taboo to find love yourself, because the society didn't the society looked down at that. So it was a bad thing to find love yourself, because you looked like a, sorry for the word, but you looked like a whore, usually,
Especially for the girls.
especially for the girls, yeah. But even myself, one day I was playing with my, I don't know, was it marbles, or maybe I was playing with my kites, running my kites.
Okay.
Yeah, you know the story. That's why you're laughing, right?
I don't remember it.
So there, I was playing with kites, and it was a Friday. So Fridays was the days that everyone would get married, right? So my family came back from a big wedding party. So first my sister came in from the door of the yard, because there's a whole discussion how Afghan houses were built at the time, right? The Afghan architecture.
Yeah.
So my sister came into the yard, and she had a smug smile on her face. I was like, why is she laughing like that? Then my aunt, who is 1 year younger than me, then she came, and she had a very evil laugh on her face. And then my mom and grandma came into the yard, and they were looking at me, and my grandma looked at me with judging eyes and judging me from afar. And my mom told me to come down, I want to talk to you. I was like 15 or 16 years old. And I went to the room and asked, what's up? She said, from now on, you're gonna be a man, because I found a girl. She's pretty, she's smart, she's 14 years old. And I went there and I proposed to them.
What the fuck?
And I proposed to them. That's the effed up thing. And I was like, holy shit. First of all, I'm 16 years old. Second of all, she is 14 years old. Third of all, I'm at that point in my life that I play with kites, right? I mean, it's never late to play with kites, but still, I was a kid.
I get it.
And I asked my mom, when did you get to know her? She was like, just today. How did you manage to go today? You know of her, and today you went to their house and proposed on my behalf? And she was like, yeah. And I asked, how so? And she said, everybody in the wedding party, they were like, I don't have a son his age, otherwise we would have proposed. Otherwise we would make her our bride, something like that. And I was like, holy shit. Afghans are so influenceable. Is that the word?
I don't know.
They get influenced so quickly. And that was the first time my mom did that. My mom did that quite a few times.
You know what?
I would have been so happy. I would have been so happy if I got married then.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I'm happy with my life. No, I'm not. No, but that was the whole culture at that time. But at the same time, I saw others being more open, especially because Afghans, they like to group themselves, right? Like, okay, I don't know where it comes from. I'm not sure exactly where this comes from, but we like to group ourselves. For example, when we are outside of Afghanistan, we are like, oh, we are Afghans, right? But when we are inside Afghanistan, like, oh, we are Hazara people, And among Hazara people, we divide ourselves again, like, you're Jaghuri and I'm from Behsud,
Yeah.
And inside our own group, we also separate ourselves, like we are sons of for example Ali Juma, and they are from Ashur. Like we divide ourselves so thin that, okay, that's your cousin, that's your competitor, we call it Sial, right?
Yeah.
That was a crazy thing that I noticed. But for us, we used to make fun of other people. I'm sorry to say this. I know our whole family was wrong. I was young, but we would judge others like Jawghuri people. They are more progressive than us. Yeah, why you're laughing? That's the fact.
No, like, yeah, I know. Like, I've had so many other people say and think the same. That's why I was laughing.
Yeah, and
But
but when I saw that, I was like, okay. With the internet and stuff like that, I was like, okay, I should not limit myself to my cousins. And till I got 18 or 20,
I think,
But at that time, it was. Sorry, I want to wrap up my story, so I want to just comment on your stories, right?
sure.
At that time, when I got to 18 years old or 19 years old, I was not feeling comfortable dating people in Afghanistan, dating girls in Afghanistan, because still it was a taboo, If you
Society and how
Yeah.
they see you.
if you got caught with a girl in a room doing nothing, you would be there was a high chance you would be stoned, right? Or
Well,
let's not say that. You would be shamed so bad that you would not want to live there anymore, right?
yeah.
And you would be a big shame on your family's name, not just you, the girl also. And I would not risk that. So I had a few long distance relationships. I think my first ever girlfriend was in Sweden,
Nice.
Yeah. but that wasn't just I thought I was in a relationship, but dating, as we know today, it's a lot more complicated, a lot more closer than that, So for me, it was like that. But for modern era, I guess we're gonna talk about it from your perspective, and I will add more if it was necessary. But how do you feel about my era of dating? I mean, the arranged marriage part.
I don't think it's that bad.
I mean, it's functional. It worked for thousands of years,
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
it's better than the culture of dating in the Western countries, where they're so comfortable with changing partners and like moving on,
But do you realize this, that when I saw people getting married, before getting married, they were like, oh, my wife, I love her, like things like that. But after they get married and because mostly when at that era, or people who is still getting arranged marriage to this day, they're basically virgins till after the wedding party, right?
Mm-hmm.
So after that, when they sleep with their wives, or their wives sleep with their husbands, they get introduced to this sexual world. And I've seen so many people after that, they will find the hunger for sexual relationships, and so many of them I've seen so many of them cheating, which is not exclusive to people in Afghanistan. I think outside of Afghanistan there would be more, but I would rather, for me, it's a personal preference, I would rather be with someone who I'm comfortable in any way possible. Of course, me and my partner would have to compromise on some parts, but that's a relationship. You make compromises. You cannot find a perfect match. That's that's
Mm-hmm.
a fairy tale, right?
Yeah.
So I would rather find a person who I'm most compatible with than to find in our after the wedding that okay, I'm not really
She's not good
comfortable.
in bed.
Not just that, maybe she has annoying traits that I don't know about. For example,
She snores.
I hate chewing loud. You know, I hate when people, even when they close their mouths, when they chew something, they make sounds. Maybe somebody
Mm.
snores in their sleep. I'm so sensitive. I'm so sensitive. Maybe those are the things. But I found one girl in my life that I would like. I was like, ah, she's not annoying at all. And I know her for maybe a couple of years. Still, she's not annoying. You know. But we are not like dating. I I would like to find somebody like that who I don't find annoying. You know, that's the
Well,
thing.
why don't you just date her?
Ah, that's another topic. We should talk about it in
Off the camera?
off camera. Yeah. But
Okay.
tell me, what was
Okay.
your first introduction to dating world?
I want to mention that the thing you said, getting caught in a room with, like when a male and female, like strangers, uh, they will get stoned and might like also even executed,
Hmm.
uh, in today's
In today's era, yeah.
government, in, like under the Taliban. But yeah, what you said about before, that's correct. And I think it also depends on the family chemistry, kind of like,
Hmm.
because in my family we were much more open. Like every girl that I dated, I told my mom about them. I was like, oh, okay,
Same
yeah, I'm
here.
seeing this girl.
Same here, but for me that was a wrong decision. I should have never told anyone. Okay.
Yeah. Well, the first introduction to dating, it wasn't dating. I was, I think, in eighth, ninth grade.
I
Uh,
like
that
how you glow up when you're so happy talking about these things. Okay, eighth, ninth grade.
uh,
Okay.
yeah, and then like there was this girl that I liked, I got attracted to, and she came here from another city, so she went back after a couple months, and I couldn't even propose to her. Like I was giving hints and stuff, but I didn't say anything. And then she left, and I didn't hear from her for years. But I was like still thinking about her, and I was in love, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Give
was.
a age range like I think it's different to here like eighth or ninth grade. I think it's different in Germany and in
I think
uh,
I was 15,
okay.
14. Yeah, around those ages. Sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah, and I had written about that thing in my diary notebook diary,
Okay.
and then my elder sister, she found it, and she and she read it. I was like, ah, it's private. It's private. Why don't you respect my privacy? But privacy in an Afghan family, it's a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like that was the first thing. But
Yep.
then later on, I think I dated someone in when I was in 10th or 11th grade,
Mm.
and then that, like, I think with that one, my mom didn't know because it was my first relationship, and I was kind of afraid of saying anything. But then, like after that, like every relationship that I had, my family, like my brother, they all knew it. Like I would introduce them to my family, and but also like the thing is, there hasn't been a day that I would feel comfortable walking with a girl on the streets of Kabul. That's something that I don't like. Like, even if that girl is my sister, my mother, or my wife,
Preach.
it's like so fucking annoying to do that, because like
Everybody
when you walk
would
on the streets,
everybody would judge you.
yeah, and it's not just judging, it's like they say stuff.
It's like, yeah, it's like fuck my life. So many PTSD coming back to me right now. Bruh, it was brutal.
Funny story. There's a girl here that just arrived from Iran. We used to work in an association, like voluntarily, and then one day I was just walking her home from one of our meetings, and then when she left and she went home, I came back to go, because we were like living close by, and then like a group of boys, I don't know, 6-7 people just stopped me and like, how are you related to that girl? I was like, we're kind of co-workers. And then they were like, co-workers? And then one of them, they like, he was trying to like show off himself and like hit me, but then the rest were not like allowing them. But I was scared, honestly, and because like I was just one guy against 7 guys. And I think after that day I tried to not go like walk on the streets with people I don't want to get a punch for them. I don't know.
Get punched for
the expression. Yeah.
Okay.
But after that, like I think I started dating this girl, and we would walk everywhere. Like at that point, because I really liked her. It wasn't important for me for like if someone saw me with her or someone threatened me, because like I don't know, I wasn't thinking straight. I was like, I will die for this girl.
Yeah. There's this imbalance in hormones at that age.
Yeah. But
yeah,
that's my experience. And about arranged marriage, like even my family, with being so open, and my mom and dad always saying that you can find your own love and get married. They have tried to find find wives for us.
yeah, bro. That's the hardest part. Sometimes I think about it and I think, out of respect, even if one day I find a person who I would like to get married to, I always think about it like how I'm gonna talk to my parents, like, okay, she's going to be my wife. That conversation, I find it annoying. I don't know if it's the same with you or not, but for me it's like, I'm pretty sure that whoever I choose, they will not approve, but they will say okay. And in Afghan culture, if I get married to an Afghan girl, so basically our families have to meet, right, and talk logistics of the wedding themselves. But I find it, because I know my dad, that he's a very offensive person. Oh my God, he's so offensive. Holy shit. So they're gonna create some unnecessary conflict among families, So even that, thinking about that, it's like, holy shit. I should get married to someone without telling anybody, just living my own life. It created a phobia in me that it's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to get married in front of, like, because in Afghanistan, when you get married, there is a threshold of there's a threshold for amount of people that you're gonna invite, right? For our family, it's like around 1,000 people. it starts from 1,000 people till 3 or 4 thousand. In my sister's wedding, there was like almost 6,000 people. Like,
What?
like two. Did you see that wedding place in Dasht Barchi? Dasht Barchi is a place in Kabul. There was like two wedding salons in Saripul station.
Yeah.
There was two, and each of them had 3 floors, right? One of them was just for
I'm
women,
not sure.
and one of them was just for men. Whole 3 floors.
That's crazy.
It was. It was. So for me, it's like I find it so annoying. I find it stressful. I find it unnecessary. You know, one of my friends and relatives told us that, holy shit, I don't approve of this culture. If you are invited to my wedding, you have to pay for your own table, whatever food you're gonna eat. You know, it's not the money problem, like feeding people, right? It's more like I don't know these
like
people.
There are people that you will see them for the first and last time on your wedding night.
Yeah.
Like, what? Why are they here?
Yeah,
They're not even happy for me. They
exactly
don't even care I'm getting married. They're just here to eat.
that. And also, if you put good food on the table, they will say, "Oh, these son of bitches, where did they find the money?" And if you give them bad food or cheap food, they will say, "Those son of bitches, where they save their money if they don't spend on their wedding party," right?
Yeah.
I don't approve of that culture. For me, sometimes I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if my family hears this, or if somebody would judge me for this. But sometimes I feel like my family doesn't even know me enough to be invited in my wedding.
I get it.
This is a sad thing that I'm talking about, you know. But that's a stress love. But they don't know me, you know. They don't know me enough that if I have a threshold for my wedding party, it's like Ehsan knows me enough that he would be invited to my party. But me and my dad have not spoken in last 10 years, you know. And yeah, but coming back to dating, bro, I was walking with my cousin because her dad wanted me to escort her back to their house. Bro,
Yeah.
when I saw people's reactions, I was like, holy shit, how far are we from being civilized?
That's a strong word.
I know, but it was like that because my friends saw me with my cousin and they were like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna get it." That was the reaction, right? Or somebody would look in a judgy way like, "I've never seen this guy with this girl in this neighborhood before. I saw this boy, I saw this girl, but never together. Like, what's happening?" Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, just fuck off. Just pay attention to your own lives and so many other things. I know I'm not sure if I should tell this story. I mean, nobody in Afghanistan would care about this story, but the girls in our own household, there was this rule that, okay, not a rule, we never spoke about it, but it was an understanding, you know. It was like, okay, my sister, before getting married to her husband, they used to know each other for 2 years, but they never went on a date, you know. They never went on a date, but they know each other. I don't know, I'm not sure how, you know, but I saw suspicious stuff like, oh, my sister is talking to someone on the phone in the bathroom at 2 a.m., you know. But I was like, I know my mom knows about this, so whatever they choose to do, I'm out of this place. I'm out of this conversation because because other brothers in Afghanistan would beat the shit out of their sisters for doing the same. Most Afghan men. But I was like,
Yeah.
no, I don't care. Even my sister sometimes jokingly told me like, oh, I love this boy from our relatives. And I was like, who cares? You know?
Yeah, cool. Good for you.
Yeah.
No, that's
But others
you know
would,
what I
would fight, you know, would throw hands.
I know. It's like the boys and the men, like Afghans, they will beat the shit out of their sisters if they date someone, but they will go after a girl themselves. It's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck,
There's
man?
this double
wanna-
standards in Afghanistan, right?
Yeah, it's like a men martsalar, men dominated
Men
society.
dominated society, yeah.
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 But about the waiting traditions, do you want to talk about like the process and like about the dramas that are
Fuck that process, man. It's the most stressful thing that I've ever seen in my life.
well, waiting is stressful in general, like even for Westerners.
Western.
I mean,
Westerner.
like
waiting
Western
till the marriage,
world.
you mean?
No, like so how in American European countries mostly, it's common that a boy will propose to the girl directly, and if the girl says yes, they put the ring and then they inform their families that they're engaged and they will get married and stuff. But in Afghanistan, that's not how it works. You don't propose to the woman you want to marry. You propose to their family.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
Yeah. Like so if you like someone and you've been going out, in most cases you don't even go out with them. You just like talk with them and get to know them a little, like, and chat. And sometimes you've never talked to them. You just see a girl on the street and you're like, oh, I fell in love with this girl, so I'm gonna propose to her dad. And then you just you go talk with your family and your dad, I think, with some other elders of the family. They go to their house. Of course, they let them know that they're coming, and then they're like they go there and they ask for their daughter, and like, we want to marry your daughter to our son. And then it's very rare these days that they don't ask the girl, but in the past, if the dad liked the guy, he would just say
Yes.
like, accept it. Yeah. And then, but nowadays they will talk with the girl and like, okay, this family wants to marry you to their son, and like, do you want to talk to them, or like, do you accept this? And then usually they go in a room for the first time they see each other, and then they sit on
I mean, here's the problem, right? Here is the problem. Let me break down the whole process. Usually people get married in Afghanistan around they get engaged around 16 to 18 years old, or maybe in their early 20s, right?
Yeah.
So they are not really mentally mature.
They're not.
Okay, and they're mostly like, sorry to use the word, but they're sexually seeking for a partner, or otherwise we would say they are horny. Okay.
Yeah.
So they would, here's the thing, talking to girls, usually not we are the 1% in Afghanistan who would be different than others. Like, we would properly go on dates, right? Like, ask people to come in a cafe and talk and flirt in our own ways, but their flirtation was, is that the word, flirtation? This is how they would flirt. This is how they would flirt. Like, oh, I have a house in this place. My dad has a this type of
Bugatti.
car. This type of car. No, it's like Forerunner. It was Furonar.
Yeah.
You know, we have a Furonar, and we have a shop in this place. They would flex, right? And they would say like, oh, I will send my dad to your dad's house and ask you for your hand and stuff like that. It was the way they would flirt, and they
In a
would.
way, that's cute, but yeah.
It is, but based on experience, my sister had 4 proposals at the same time. There was 4 families in our house fighting over my sister. It was like a crazy thing for us as siblings. It was like, you're not even that worth it, right? As siblings, you're like that. But they would say like, okay, we have 4 properties. They would say we have 4 shops. They would say we have 4 cars. And I would think like, okay, is my sister getting married to your properties or to your son? What does your son have? Yeah. So, and there was this manipulative people that would came to our house, and after rejecting them, they would come and say, okay, for example, a woman from their family, they would come to our house and say, can we talk to your daughter alone? Because we would like to convince her alone, right? And after a few minutes, I saw my sister coming out of the house crying. Like, I would ask her, like, what did she do to you? And she was like, she brought out a Holy Quran and put my hand on it and swear and asked me to swear to God you would get married to my, for example, brother or my son. Extremely manipulative. It was like, holy shit, this tradition is fucked from the ground up. But the process was like, they would come to your house and say like, this is in our religion tradition that we would ask your permission for our son and your daughter to get married if you as a father would agree, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
but the process was very transactional. Like, okay, if we like your son, then okay, that part is okay. Then now we ask for maybe $10,000 as a I don't know what is it called in English. Like, we called it gala, which sometimes
it's just like selling your daughter.
Exactly, it's exactly like that. But there were these families that they would get that money to make sure that their daughters would have a great life. Like, they would buy beds, TV, everything for their house, right?
Mm-hmm.
But most of the families would get that money and pay off their debts, or buy something nice for themselves. In my sister's wedding, my mom went into debt. Like, she got maybe around $5,000 or $6,000, and she spent that, and plus $6,000 more to make sure that her daughter had a great life after getting married, right? But that's something that rarely people do.
Rarely? Here, you mean?
No, in Afghanistan.
Oh, yeah.
They would just
It's
get
like,
the money.
I don't know where does it come from? Like, what is the intention behind it? But what it looks like is they just get some money because they raised that girl and they paid for like their school tuition and everything, so they want the money back.
No, but we know that's extremely bullshit. Like,
no, like, even if that is correct, that is bullshit. Like, it's your daughter. you had to pay for it. It doesn't mean that now that she's getting married, I have to pay for all that.
Yeah, but it just makes me angry. But as one that's the process that they would mostly Afghans would do it, right? Uh, We are talking about Kabul. That was things that would happen in Kabul. Herat was a bit more silly vibe because
Silly vibe.
uh, based on the informations that I have, it's very much more like a transaction than getting married. You know, the oh shit. Do you know the culture of we call it Sara Olish? It means like you get a girl from other family, and instead of paying them, you would also give them your daughter to their son.
Yeah,
The most
it's
fucked
like
up culture.
I know.
Just to
This
reduce,
episode's
just reduce the
right?
taxes, right?
This
Bro.
episode was we
Uh,
were we
I thought this was a fun episode. Why I'm
I
getting
know.
too angry about it? Shit. But as
Okay.
I said,
Okay, I think we should wrap it up.
no, let's wrap it up on a good note. We were the new generation before Taliban came. We were more progressive, right? For example, I was not afraid anymore to ask people out. I mean, I was afraid, right? But still less afraid than I was before.
But still, you could do it.
Yeah, we especially there was this place in Kabul which was you felt more safe dating there. Like it was called Pulasorg. It was a district in
It was like Broadway of
yeah
Broadway
a
Avenue.
lot of cafes, a lot of activities to do. So it was more fun, and the dating process there is still more progressive, but it's still limited. Like you you couldn't hold hands easily. You couldn't, God forbid, if you kissed or did anything physical. You know,
Really?
there were a lot of limitations, but still, if you could sit down with someone and talk to them and make good conversations, then still it would be better than getting married based on the hormones. You know, that's my thing. But yeah, I enjoyed last years in Afghanistan as someone who would be what do you call it, comfortable hanging around girls, because boys from my generation, they are usually anxious around women, especially if they're single. Because this story is also personal. Because I'm half Iranian and half Afghan, I grew beard much sooner than my same age group. So I was excluded from the relatives quickly, because everybody would think that I'm older than them. So I was excluded, and to this day I'm not very comfortable talking around people, or especially Afghan girls. I'm so comfortable around anyone. I mean anyone, but not Afghan girls. There is this phobia that comes from my childhood, right? Because I was excluded from a young age. And if you talk to someone, it felt like you're doing something dirty. It felt like it, especially in our, what do you call it, in our family, relatives and stuff like that. But here, dating in Germany is also not very easy for a foreigner like me with beard and looking like every other foreigner who come to this country. I look like a combination of all races who came from Middle East and Afghanistan.
Yeah.
So I'm a
think
red walking flag.
The reason that dating is difficult for us here, like in Germany and Canada, is that we cannot find people that we can relate to,
Okay.
kind of culturally. I mean, like, I know what you said about dating in Afghanistan and the things you didn't like, but I feel like it's much easier to date an Afghan girl that has the same mindset as you than dating a white or German
Yeah, they would understand you better.
girl.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't like. Uh, in Afghanistan, we used to connect to people based on the trauma that you had, right? Like, oh, you hate your dad. I hate my dad too. But I find it so unhealthy. You hate society. I hate it too.
Oh, you wanted to suicide? I wanted to suicide too.
Don't make joke about that, bro. But that was our lives.
It's true. Like,
Yeah.
I literally I started talking to someone about like suiciding, and then we started dating.
Wow, that's fucked up on so many levels, bro.
No, it's
But
like you find people that can understand you,
Yeah.
that can feel what you had gone through, you know?
Yeah, but that's it. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
But now that I'm here, I don't want to find people based on shared trauma. I don't find it healthy for myself because I want to be more optimistic in my life.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I would like to do the same and
Yeah.
find, like, connect to people based on like our hobbies and interests and like activities.
Yeah, because when you focus on wrong shit grows.
Yeah. Shit, gross.
Wow. Okay, here is the bottleneck of my English, prof. I'm
Okay.
done.
I hope.
I'm done.
Yeah, I think we can wrap it.
If you want,
Uh,
if you want to, guys, if you want us to talk about our specific dates, which I know you wouldn't find interesting, but if you did, I mean, Ehsan might have a lot of stories to tell. But I had good memories.
No, I just want to share one of my dates, which was like super funny.
Right.
So, wait, like a girl on Facebook. She texted me and we started talking and stuff. And then, I think one day she wanted to invite me, to a coffee and dessert. And then the place that she suggested was a bit too far, and so I was like, okay, you can come to our coffee shop.
Okay.
You know, this is story. And then, like, I went there. She was already there, and my sister was sitting in one of the tables, and she was sitting in the like 2 tables away. And I entered the coffee shop, and like I said hi to my sister, and then I went and sit with that girl, and she had like she was very religious, like she had hijab, like.
Oh, you're
black
talking
all
about
the
that
way.
girl. Okay.
Yeah. And it's not that I mean, like, not religiously. I don't mind it, but that's not my type.
Yeah.
Like, I don't date that. And then my sister was in shock. I was too, because like I didn't expected someone that religious to. And
To invite you on a date.
yeah, and like especially religious people, they don't do that stuff. And yeah, we had a coffee, I think, or tea, and ate something, and she was just bragging about her family being like one of the top scholars
Religious.
of
Okay.
religious scholars, and like they had books and stuff. I was like, I drink alcohol.
That was so funny. Do you know what's the most fucked up?
Well, I don't drink alcohol.
No, you don't. no. It was like for comedic effect.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know what was my worst interaction?
No, I do. No, I don't. Can we cut that part?
You're editing this episode, bruv. Now you got your own laptop.
Okay.
Okay. My worst interaction are based on dating. There was this girl who was from Mazar Sharif. I was relatively famous at the time, so she used to text me a lot, and I would like respond her back with less text that I usually do. That's my problem. When I'm not interested, people people get more attracted to me. But
Yeah.
when I'm like, it's normal, right?
It's the same with everyone. Yeah. Like the more you don't pay
Give-
attention to people, they get more attracted to you.
Yeah. So I was paying less attention, and she was like, "Oh, this video was so funny. This vlog that you made, this song was very beautiful. This." And after after a month of texting, she just came out and texted me like, "You know what? I want to confess something that I've wanted to do for a long time, but I couldn't. But today I'm gonna do it. It's been like a month that I cannot get you out of my head." And I was like, holy shit. I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this. At the time I was dating the girl in Germany. So I was like, but here's the fucked up thing, that my mom always used to tell me that never break a girl's heart, So I was trying to be polite. But the thing that she told me, it was I never felt like a bitch in my whole life other than that, okay? She came out and told me that, yeah, we have properties in Mazar Sharif, big properties. And I'm doing my PhD in Iran, and when I come back, I can do a lot of these big moves and these big moves. And then she came out and asked me, like, what are your marriage requirements? These are the things that usually the man says to the lady, right? And I was like, holy scheiße.
Oh, yeah. That's funny.
Of course. I was like, yo, chill. I was like, yo, chill. I'm not gonna get married. I don't want to get married. I don't remember how
I had. Come here, let me look at you.
Yeah, come on. I will.
Don't be shy.
I would. There is this culture in Afghanistan when you go for an arranged marriage, and the bride or the groom has never seen the bride. For the first time when they meet, the groom has to pay something, like in gold or in money, as a first time seeing the person. If I was the girl, I would feel like a bro. I don't know. But that was my funniest story.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's wrap it up.
We should wrap it up. Yeah, let's wrap it up. Thank you so much for being with us until now, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. It had its ups and downs, like happy moments and fucked up moments, but
trauma. Don't forget trauma.
Yeah. Let us know what you think about these episodes, and if you have any questions and recommendations, please feel free to write them down in the comment section. You can comment on Spotify too, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Well, if not, just I don't know what you can do.
just Ehsan is going to start a YouTube channel for this content, and Ehsan is going to also start a TikTok channel and then Instagram.
Yeah, you can write down your comments there.
Yeah.
But for now, thanks for listening, and
if you watched it on YouTube, then thank you. Peace out.
Please, bye.
Bye.